evening and welcome to the Fallout Bar. During night 12 of the Premier League darts from Liverpool. We're sneaking in a little bit earlier, me and you, Gerwyn, but what a final we have going on here right now. How are you, mate? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. It's a cracking final, to be fair. I know they've slipped up a few the last couple of legs on the doubles, but they've both hit 150
You mean other than the 151 and the 155?
Yeah. It's when they're left with three darts and a double, they seem to have struggled. But no, you know what? Both players have played cracking stuff all night, and they're sort of living up to it, really. As in, yeah, they're both doing what.
Gezzy there. They're both left on 32. Pressure on Humphries.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's worse. Oh, rattled.
Well, the Gezzy knows when to hit them, doesn't he? He knows when to
straight in the middle as well. Apparently, he doesn't like that side of the board.
No, he doesn't, but he's found it a few times this season.
Good at it,
yeah.
If I didn't like that side of the board that much.
Yeah, a side of the board I don't like is because I can't get close to the ball, let alone hit it smack bang in the middle first half.
We had a competition in our league on Monday, little friendly competition on Monday. 5 are in, 27 of us playing. I went out in the group stage on leg difference. But every game that I won 2-0. Every game I lost 2-0 because I either could hit a double or was a million miles away.
Yes, that old tale of old times.
Lost the games. I must have missed 124 darts at double.
Oh, don't! I played a friend online the night before, and I couldn't get close to it. Could not get close to a double. As in I think my first 9 was sort of in the region of 70, and my match average was 47. And it's just one of those where you're like, oh, why did I bother logging on to play?
I tell you what a game this is, by the way. Humphries with the 162 to leave 140. Gezzy's just missed the ball for a 132. This is
and the thing is they're delivering as well. The scoring's there. They're sort of thriving off each other, aren't they? And it's
that's an awful dart, a single one, but it's gone in. This must go. That's straight in the middle. Can't hit a single one perfectly, but my word, he can hit a double. 5-3 to go in Price. I had the same thing as you. I was like, this is really like just rattled. I was trying to get to a double, and I'm like, as soon as I get there, there was one game I played on Monday, and I'd left 17. So I'd already missed some darts at double to leave 17. I had a bit of a raw visit. I had 6 visits at 17. I didn't have 1 dart at a double.
Oh wow!
Head just in a shed, gone.
The thing is, if you didn't want to hit this, if you wanted the 12-20, not the single one, guaranteed it's in the one as well.
Oh, yeah, but I have a 12-20. I've hit either the 5 or the 1. Either of them. Fine.
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't bust it either way.
Yeah.
Even if I hit the treble of them. But no. Head gone.
It's funny.
The only time I didn't hit a 20 or an 18 to bust it, I hit double 1 instead of the single one. And still head gone.
Oh, yeah. Dart in the river, end of, I'm retiring, never playing again. We've all been there.
Yeah, Shelty's in there. Better early, late than never. So, yeah, exactly. Early before. It's nice to be on here early because it's a bit of fun, isn't it?
Especially...
You get to sit here with you lot, and especially the boys that are the regulars, like Shelty, Greatest Showman, Yankee, a few of the boys in early before it finishes, just to see what we're like when we're watching this, because this is me and you in the background, isn't it? When we're watching it, we're like this.
Oh, definitely. As in, only one thing would have made this final even better to watch along was had it been a case of the Asp against Price in the
correct. Of course it would. But unfortunately, he went out in the first round, which. I feel like there should be some sort of fine for Luke Humphries for knocking out the Asp in the first round. That's.
Yeah, he should. I think he should just give up his place in the final. Really, just let Price. Price win it in style.
Disgusting Yorkshire bastard. You can't be doing that to the Asp. No, you can't say that, can we? We do. We love Luke. We think he's great, but yeah, you can't do that to my boy.
I think
this is another 162. Oh, it's close. It's close from Gerwyn Price. Leaves 179. He's got a good chance here in this leg on his own throw.
Well, this is the leg, isn't it? Win it here.
He wants that, is it really? Greatest showman. He wants it. Weekly watch-alongs. I mean, I'm not against it.
Don't know if they got the budget. Don't know if they got the budget.
They have to pay us enough just to do an hour. Like,
yeah. Oh, what a visit.
Still bars. The hardest working man in Darts is going to have to work a lot harder if he wants to pay me and you to do a full watch-along.
Oh, God, yeah. I'd love it finals night. I'd well up for it.
Yeah. Oh, we'll do that. We'll do that for free, me and you, just for a...
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, the rest of the season, we want it the rest of the season. And that is game, shot, and the match. Gerwyn.
And I don't want to say definitely in the playoffs, but that goes a long way to securing his place in the top 4, I think. I think it gives him a buffer of...
Who's just chucked beer all over him?
There's no need for that, is there?
Luke? It might have been Luke. I don't know. He looked straight at Luke.
Oh, I think yeah. Look, he's smiling. No, he's smiling too much for it to be from the crowd.
Luke. He was definitely someone in the crowd, but
he seemed to love it though. So
that was a very good final, by the way.
Oh yeah, as in the stats don't lie today. As in
fantastic between the two of them. Like
yeah, doubling a bit ropey, but when you can average 104, 102, and still only be 30% ish on your doubles, then you're doing something right.
And then there's a couple of magic on the finishing as well. Malik is in there right away.
Yeah, I think
he's right as well. Like,
barring a disaster, I think that should be enough. But I think what you're seeing with Price at the moment is that his head's in the right place, and when his head's in the right place, you can guarantee he'll win enough quarterfinals from here on in to make it a finals night, and he'll go there fancying his chances because I know Littler beat him last time out, but
he still smokes him most times.
He's got the numbers. He's got the Luke's numbers.
When you say his head's in the right place, do you mean like rather than haddock or cod?
Yeah, exactly. Because he's been too
that's a top tier fish and chip shop joke there for you. You can keep that one.
Yeah.
Anyone listening, you can keep that one. You can have that one.
Yeah, but no, it's that's a relief, that is, because he's been
the only time ever that I'm not going to know what's been said in the interview on Sky because I can see it happening, but I've got it on mute.
Yeah, I presume he's saying, I played really great, got the chips on the fryer back home, enjoyed it. Oh yeah, played all right. Yeah.
West Indian, is he? What was that?
He's from the Markham part of. I can't really do a.
Give us the greatest showman wants it. Go on. There we go. Fantastic. This is chaos already.
What a night though. Liverpool did not disappoint. To be fair.
To be honest, I have been to many a venue at the Premier League over the last few years, and I maintain to this day that the M&S Bank Arena or whatever has it been renamed, or is it still the M&S Bank Arena? I don't know. It used to be the Echo.
I think it is. Yeah.
It used to be the Echo, obviously the same way that the MEN used to be the MEN in Manchester, but it is still the best venue on the circuit. Like, I love that venue. I went there for the first time. God, must have been 10 years ago, 15? I don't know. It was a long time ago for the Premier League. And we were on a table seat, myself and my missus at the time, with 4 blokes from Australia that had booked it pissed when they were pissed up in Australia because they wanted to come and watch Simon Whitlock. So they came over with a load of Australian flags, and we ended up out with them for the night. Honestly, one of the greatest nights I've ever had out in Liverpool.
I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine.
Like, I've watched the Premier League in Manchester loads of times. There's always trouble. There's always someone kicked off. There's always some idiot. None of that in Liverpool. It was like just a friendly atmosphere. Everyone had a great time. It was mint, and it is still one of the best venues I've watched it in. Up there with Nottingham's up there as well, but Liverpool, top class.
Yeah, and the players clearly like it because on the whole, I thought the standard tonight was very, very high, and we've seen big finishes, big averages, big wins, and it seems to a sort of an all-round good night.
Yeah, absolutely. First time the crowd got to Littler, maybe a little bit, but I don't think it was as much the crowd getting to him as much he wanted to give it to them. And I think he tried too hard, maybe. I don't think the crowd was bad at any point tonight.
No, I think as well, as in, I'm sure we all saw his post following the European tour on the weekend, and it just sort of...
Oh, Gerwyn Littler.
He hasn't stopped, does he? Sorry?
Gerwyn Littler as it was on the weekend.
Well, yeah, exactly. He just, I think, I don't want to bang on about his age because we said all the positive things about his age, but I think sometimes we need to remember he's only 18, and when we were 18, we all had moments where we were miserable little bar stewards and grumpy and annoyed. And
bar stewards like I do. It's fantastic.
Yeah, exactly. Don't like to swear before 11 on a Thursday, so that's my rule of thumb on a Thursday. But thing is, it's hard as well to judge Luke because obviously he's so far ahead in the table. He's in the O2, so
yeah,
he's turning up to these places because he has to. The only thing he's got left to do is break the nightly win records, really, and then he'll have achieved everything he can. Needs to achieve, really.
We all said a few weeks ago that he was going to piss that record.
Yeah.
Not been near winning a night since.
No, we jinxed him.
Well, I don't think we've. Yeah. I think he's thinking about it too much. He just needs to turn up and play darts. Like, he needs to go full Gary Anderson. Like, I'm just here to play darts.
Yeah, I actually think Gez, he's more likely to hit it now than before Luke.
He could do, which would be a proper turn up for the Bucks, wouldn't it?
Yeah. if anyone's going to stop Luke Littler getting that record, it's Gez.
He was basically done 5 weeks ago. Like,
finished. Yeah,
he was down there with Bunting and with Chris Dobie. Gone. Doesn't want to be there.
Yeah. Yeah, wasn't he playing Bunting? And it could have been like he was only 2 points ahead of Bunting or something. Had he lost to Bunting, that's something. But then he's just switched. Yeah. He's turned it on again, hasn't he? And he's found that special little place again. He finds.
I just love watching it though. Like the game just needs characters like Gerwyn Price on it. Like,
oh, exactly. And I think
I love Luke. I think Luke's fantastic. Like Luke Littler he's done so much already for darts with getting so many young kids involved, people that want to play darts that never even thought about it. Yeah. People that wanted to play football, they now want to play darts. Like, he's done so much good. And yes, I had a little bit of a go about the price of the darts, but that's not him. That's what he's done has been unbelievable. But he's not, never will be Gerwyn Price. Like,
no.
There's a box office element to the two of them that are very different. Like, Luke can do things on a dartboard that no one else can do. But Gerwyn Price can bring a crowd and split a crowd like no one else in the sport. And again, both of those things, the ridiculous things that Luke does and bringing in players into a rivalry like Gezzy does are completely different. But they both do great things for the sport.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. They both attract a big crowd for their ability on the dartboard, but also the extras they offer with it. As in, Luke will go down in history as the man or as the young man who brought thousands of new darts players to the game, where Gezzy is the pantomime villain that we love to hate, but hate to love as well.
He puts as many eyeballs on the sport as Luke does, but in a different
way.
Way.
Definitely. And I think what also probably separates them in the fact that Littler will never be that villain is the fact that he's English and that so many of the big tournaments are played in England. So naturally, the home crowd, as in any sport, will tend to support their own player, as you'd expect. And if all these majors move to Holland or to Wales or to Scotland or wherever, naturally the home crowd would follow their home nation's players. But I think even Gezzy's biggest boo boys would admit that they love having him in the sport because it adds something that we probably haven't seen to this level before. Yes, there's been pantomime villains and players that are sort of not liked by the crowd, but I don't remember it being
Peter Manley
to this extent. Yeah.
He who shall not be named.
Well, yeah.
But like you say, like it was to a level, and it was maybe not the same as it is now, but also it's probably different because there weren't the same levels of social media and the rest of it. Yeah. Nothing went viral back then.
No, that's exactly it, isn't it? And you didn't have these interactions that you can have with these darts players on Instagram, on Twitter, or X, or on these platforms.
Yeah, there was no way back in the day that you could just rock up and call Ted Hankey a cunt without calling him a cunt to his face.
Yeah, exactly. And he'd lamp you and probably be supported for lamping you for doing that. Where these days, you touch a player or vice versa, a player reacts then and there are repercussions. And
they're either they would now be vilified for that same sort of thing because social media would take the knobhead in the crowd side rather than.
Yeah, and I know for long periods of time, Price may have reacted in the wrong way to those reactions, but I feel now it's at a level where
he never lamped anyone. He never he took it
no
well for what he had to deal with.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, but and I think because of that, fans have now actually thought, oh, he's an asset to darts, and the longer we have him in the game, the better entertainment is. Yeah, exactly, and. I think the longer we keep these characters in darts, the better it is for all of us.
I've been called out here. Strike one.
You did name him, and I thought that was brave.
I did, but I also named him with the questionable word.
You also told him that you'd see him the second day of next week.
Correct.
If the first day is Monday, obviously.
I think I'm all right with that. Just about. Anyway, should we get into the show like normal now?
Yeah, I think I enjoyed that. What 20 minutes of
great 20 minutes.
Price love. Well, get used to this if he wins every week. Oh.
Let's do the real show. No, let's not do.
So we're going to go out and come back in now. We're just going to carry on.
Nah, fuck it. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Can we skip the first game?
Oh. I don't think we did. It would be
a disservice if we did, wouldn't it? But,
yeah.
And to be fair, we'd be doing my boy a disservice if we did because
massive,
they did bloody well tonight, and we've gone back and forth on Luke Humphries for a few weeks on whether he's at his best, whether he's not at his best, whether he's feeling a bit of pressure and the rest, but. I tell you what, tonight, he was bang at it. What a performance from Luke Humphries.
Yeah, and you know what? The busiest man in darts called it on last week's Fallout Bar. He said...
I was away last week, and I had last Thursday. I didn't even watch it, but did the famous Mr. Phil Bars call this?
He called Humphries big performance and a big night, and it was right. And he did also mention that Nathan may have been carrying an injury last week.
I tell you what, though, like greatest moments just mentioned that, like sort of the shoulder. Like, we're talking about something wild when you're saying you need to take some time to sort your shoulder when you've averaged 104.
But yeah, and the thing is,
75% on your doubles.
Yeah, it's just it's crazy, isn't it? How you look at the Asp stats there, and there's nothing you can say. Oh, is that maybe
How
the
has
number
anyone
140s?
Averaged 104 and only got 4 darts as a double? Like he couldn't physically have won that game, even if he hit every dart at a double, which is mental.
No,
I'm
just. It was just Humphries was in that zone, wasn't he? And when he gets into that zone, he reminds us all why he's world number one.
Was monumental. Yeah. Like 25 tons, 15 140s and 3 180s in 9 legs of darts. Ridiculous how good that is.
Yeah, I think after his first 3 darts, he went, okay, I'm not playing this crap anymore, and turned up, and the rest is history.
It was exactly that, wasn't it? Like he started off with what, 43?
41 or 43 or something? Yeah, it was 40 something, and I went, nah, I'm having this, and just went berserk. And I thought the Asp did well to get back into it after the first 2 legs, because the way Humphries started, I thought, it could be a one-way traffic here. But no, eventually, with Humphries scoring like that, it was going to have to something was going to have to give, wasn't it? And it was just, yeah, as well as the Asp played, it just shows you need another level, really, if you're going to catch Luke Humphries on a day like when he's on it like this, really, isn't it?
And he is right as well. Like he doesn't look comfortable. Like, but he's not looked comfortable for about 2.5 years now. But he keeps playing all darts. That's the thing. Like, it doesn't look good. It's not pretty. It's not smooth. It's not nice. But my God, the guy throws some good darts.
Yeah, I guess the question or the concern I'd have is long term, what sort of damage is playing with it at this?
And that's it. Like, how much
80% doing, isn't it?
Isn't it? Like,
as in, yes, I know he's defending.
It's hard to say take some time off, isn't it? Because there's so much money on offer to keep going, especially in this competition. Like, if he misses 2 weeks to try and rest his shoulder, he ain't making the top 4. But he is right in there to make the top 4 right now.
And that's the problem, really, isn't it? Where if it was either he was safe in the top 4 or no chance of getting the top 4, you'd pretty much say just write them off and take those 2 3 weeks.
If he was Bunting or Dolby right now, you'd go
sack it off.
Yeah, because you can take your time and get yourself back fully fit for the majors coming up.
Yeah. Right?
But you can't do that when
he's in that
because
he's in that race for 4th, isn't he? And he's sticking it
for 3rd, if anything. Like,
he's not
just in there for playing Luke Littler. He's in there for missing that and playing him only in the final if it happens.
Yeah, unfortunately for the Asp, I think Gezzy's opened a 6-point cushion on him tonight, I think. So it's not impossible. It's nowhere near impossible.
One night, though. That's one night. And you're back to
the point. But at the moment, you'd argue Price is more likely to win another night than the Asp.
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't deny you that whatsoever. But
again, it is just one night, as you say, isn't it? So and it is... Yeah, he's in an unfortunate position, really, where he's got to plough on until he knows one way or another where he is, really, in the table, isn't he? And it's tough then, because a break would probably do him good, but at the same time, he's such a perfect. Yeah, it could be worse, detrimental as well. It's a tough place to be with the shoulder, especially in darts.
Well, it's different for him as well. If it is his shoulder, like that's not his usual injury either. It's usually wrist or elbow.
But then he turned around and said, "I don't need a break. Look, I've hit 3 or 4 chances of double. I've hit 104 average. I just come up against a better player." Which
to be fair, he averaged 113.5. Like you ain't gonna beat that whether you've got 3 good arms. Never mind half of one.
The thing is, Stephen Bunting had that for 8 weeks, and it's just the brutal reality of the Premier League when these players are on
relentless. Like it is.
Yeah, it is. You can just as easily go on an 8-match winning streak and lose 8 matches on the bounce because the quality is there, and it's easy to forget as well. He was up against the world number one, as in
we keep forgetting that it is the world number one and not just some bloke off the street. Like we focus so much on the man that we're going to talk about getting beat in a second, but you forget that this bloke is, my word, how good is he? Like Luke Humphries is generationally one of the best we've seen for a long, long time.
Oh, definitely, and I think what we've lacked this year, maybe from him, is that consistency week to week. On a night, he can show this consistency, but he hasn't sort of backed it up. Maybe the next week or the week after, he's had nightly spurts, which obviously gets you 5 points. But when you've got a certain Mr. Luke Littler going berserk as well, you need to back it up for more than a night, really, and that's what Humphries probably hasn't had in his locker this campaign.
Yeah, and that's the difference, isn't it? But we are giving a lot to Luke Littler at this point. But they're now 4 nights in a row where he's not made a final. Since we were talking about him smashing the record for the almost night wins, we've got to talk about tonight now. And Michael van Gerwen, as he does in this competition, wins first round matches. And a tight first round match that was very, very close. When it mattered, despite being outdone on every single metric in the game, other than the double percentage, he got over the line when it mattered.
Insane game, as in not in terms of averages and what have you, but just
drama.
Yeah, as in, I'm sitting here now and I do not know
how the hell from 4-0 down did he do what he did.
That's what I don't understand. And you know, when he got it back to 4-3 and Luke Littler hit the 160, I thought, okay,
game
back to normal, sorted, game over. But I'm not even going to say credit where it's due, because I don't think MVG played particularly well. As in, it's one of those where
there was no 10, 11 darts in there.
No,
especially the final leg. The final leg was a lot of darts.
He won the game, and to me, that's about it. And sometimes
also when it matters, and that
sometimes that's all you need, really, isn't it? And it's funny seeing, not funny, but interesting. Luke Littler's become such a sort of accurate double 10 hitter. To see him miss match starts at double 10, as in, it's just,
you just don't expect it, do you?
No, you don't, and it's crazy to think then that from nowhere MVG takes a 72 out, makes it 5-4, breaks.
That was for 6-3, wasn't it? It was
60 following the 160 game shot on the match.
Thought, like, game's done, finished. And the only person in that arena that thought that he might still get a chance was Michael van Gerwen.
Yeah.
And when he did, he took it.
Because funny enough, I was doing a few notes as the game was going on, and I think he had 170 left in the 6th leg, I think, wasn't it?
7th?
6th or 7th. MVG left 170 at some point, and for the first time in a long time of seeing him on 170, I thought to myself, there is no way this is going.
Yeah.
As in, I know they don't hit them that often, but I never felt confident he's going to, nothing about him tonight made me think, oh, this 170 is going. And I guess that's where his game is at the moment, and hopefully for that, again, we want these characters playing the best. He comes back, but it's hard to see prime MVG coming back or anything close to prime MVG.
But even not prime MVG, he's beating
the
best player in the world right now.
Yeah, he's beating the world champion. So what am I talking about? What do I know? It's
no, but you are right though. Alistair in the chat worried about the dip, and I wouldn't go quite that far up. Like, I mean, he's so good, his league. Like, I'm not going to start worrying unless he starts losing round one again and again and again in pro tours, in major events. Like, I don't think we're anywhere near there. But we said 4 weeks ago that we were like, he's going to smash this record out of the park on nightly wins. And he's not been near winning one since. He's still going to qualify, and he's still going to make sure that he's in that top four. But is he in danger of not finishing top?
Not at the moment, but if he has another 2 weeks where he drops out in the quarterfinal, then it'll make it interesting. Because by then,
Gez not miles ahead.
No, but in 2 weeks' time, Gez will be on 33 points as well. So who knows? Who knows? He'll have the record as well. But
he might end up finishing third then, behind Gezi and Nathan Aspinall.
Well, that would be insane, wouldn't it? That would be crazy. Fourth, Luke Humphries squeezes a point out of him. I think we don't need to worry about Luke yet, because obviously at the moment he's still just accumulating. And if he's going to have a blip, now's the time to do it, before he's got to start seriously defending big money.
How long does this go on for before we say he's not a blip now and he needs to be playing well going into finals night, and he's not?
Oh,
because he's just playing shit for 8 weeks and then having one good week before he goes into finals night is not enough. Like, that's not.
No, but I think the thing with the Premier League as well, you've now got 7 players who want to stop him breaking that record.
7 players who are stopping him breaking that record.
Well, exactly. So I think for the Premier League, it's just a case now of picking a few wins up for his confidence and getting to playoffs as top seed. I think when it starts to get
he's got to win yet though.
Well, yeah, he's got to win them, yeah. But at the same time, when his Premier League form starts affecting his all-round game in ranking events or in Pro Tours or whatever, that's maybe when we've got to think, oh, what's happening here? But I also think he's suffering burnout. I honestly think he's another one who could do it.
It's so hard. Like, especially as young as he is, he's not used to it. He's not done this for years. And like last year, he was probably a bit of a victim of that. And I think again this year, like, it's not just the Premier League. Like, the Premier League's a lot, but there's a lot else as well. And I think towards the end of the season last year, until the Worlds where he turned it back on again, there was a lot of that. And there was a massive amount of burnout.
And obviously now he's carrying the weight of expectancy of being world champion, the added duties that come with that. And
nobody deals with it particularly well. They find it very, very difficult. Like, just major winners find it difficult, never mind the Worlds. Like, and it is tough, especially when he's 18 years old. Like,
yeah, he's probably traveling for the first time without his family, and he's traveling all over the world. And wherever he goes, people want a picture with him. People want to talk to him. People want to interview him. He's got all these extra bits as opposed to just turning up, playing a game of that, and leaving. There's just everything that comes on top of that of being the superstar he is.
At 18 years old, I struggled going to work and going out for a beer afterwards.
Oh, my main objective was getting up for a 9 o'clock lecture.
Yeah.
And
after 12 pints.
Yeah. And I had to walk from less than a mile to my lectures. Exactly. So that was my challenge, getting up for them.
Still have work when you've been out for a few beers to get up and go there. Like,
yeah. But
at no point for either of us were we sat there going, I've just won the World Championships, and now it's 3 days later, and I've got to go to Bahrain and play darts, and then I've got to go to wherever it might be next, like Belgium or Germany, or back to Milton Keynes for a couple of quarters, or then I'm going off on my travels again, and I've got to play in Germany again, which she doesn't like, let's be honest. Munich.
And then exhibitions. Then between all those, the BBC, ITV, Sky, Channel 4, TalkSport, PDC, everyone wants to interview him.
Yeah. And then we're back to the Premier League, and then we're going to the UK Open, we're going to the Euro Tour, we're going to the match play coming up in a bit. Everything that's going on. Like,
till July, it's full on.
And they get very well remunerated for it. Like, let's be honest, the guy's never going to have to work a day job in his life.
No.
But that doesn't mean it's fucking easy, because it's not. He's tough. Like, he's working bloody hard day to day as an 18-year-old kid, whereas most of the people his age are working in Tesco or Iceland, working hard for a few hours Monday to Friday, and then going on the piss all weekend with the couple of £100 that they earn from there, which is what I was doing at 18, and probably, I don't know whether that's what you were doing at 18, but that's what most of us did. Like, we worked hard enough for a few hours in a supermarket to be able to go out on the piss. He is not doing that. Like, he is earning a fortune, but he's working fucking miles harder than we did. Like, we just we rocked up, drunk as fuck, like, and just did enough to get through a day.
Yeah, and the problem is, because of the schedule, because of
it's relentless, isn't it?
Prestigiousness. Till July, till probably till the match play, he won't stop.
But even after that, you don't stop. Like, you get maybe a couple of weeks, but you don't get much of a break, do you? Like, unless you're not in the World Series finals in September, which he probably will be, because he's too good not to be.
And he's playing enough events to get points to get there. So
exactly, like, unless he's not in that, you don't really stop until the end of the Players' Championship finals, and then he might have a few weeks off. But then it's the Worlds, and that's the one you need to peak for. So what are you doing before that? You are focusing on getting ready for that.
Especially as he'll be returning as defending champion. He doesn't want egg on his face.
He's going to be fully grafting to make sure he's at his best for that. So he ain't getting any time off.
No.
Anyway, we are miles off what we're meant to be doing here.
But it is just a blip.
We'll just get back into doing it as normal. And we've done 40 minutes on Luke Littler.
Yeah.
Right, so third game of the night. We'll just forget all that. Rob Cross against Stephen Bunting. And I'll be honest, this was the easiest money you will ever make all night. Rob Cross was 11-10 to win this match. I'm sorry, but regardless of the result and how easy it was, Rob Cross at 11-10 to beat Stephen Bunting, who's had one good week in this entire tournament, is stupid odds, and just take all of my money and put all of it on it, because Rob Cross is playing too well to not back him to beat Stephen Bunting.
Yeah, and you know what, Stephen Bunting, I think he put so much pressure on himself, and he really wanted to perform tonight. And
I know it was in Liverpool, but come on, you can't have him odds on to beat Rob Cross the way the season.
Oh no, not at all. And
but he was 8-11 for Stephen Bunting tonight. Like, silly money.
It
shows you that people that make the odds, they don't bloody know the sport.
Well, no, you know what? They bought into the Bunting mental effect, and the fact that he's in Liverpool, home crowd, and this, that, and the other. But if there's one thing we've learned this year at the Premier League, apart from Nathan Aspinall, everybody has played pants in front of their home crowd.
Yeah, so that's because Nathan Aspinall is the greatest darts player of all time.
Yeah, in your opinion?
I may have over exaggerated slightly, just for effect, just for a little bit of effect. I've gone over the top.
It worked, but again, though, what we saw from Cross was professional. Keeps him in the hunt for the top 4, 6 or 8 on his doubles, 100 average, as in, twice I feel Bunting has been poor this Premier League in terms of his performances tonight and when he lost to Chris Dobie, and sort of, I know he was not going to make playoffs, but I think after tonight, it's
definitely done now. Unless he wins 3 nights in a row,
and Luke Littler hasn't even done that, so I can't.
He's just not playing well enough, is he?
No, he's not. No.
And he's not playing too good. And he's not played badly at any point really in this entire tournament.
No.
And he does come up against a lot of people playing well against him.
But 100 average is beatable. 100 average is beatable, I think.
Well, that's it. And I think there was a time until maybe 3-4 weeks ago where we were looking at all the stats and going, the average against Stephen Bunting was about 7 points higher than anyone else. And it was about 104. But tonight, Rob Cross has played well, but steady well.
Yeah.
Stephen Bunting averaged 91. And only won 180. So he's not put him under scoring pressure at any point. And he only had 4 darts at double and hit one of them. This is what we're saying about him early in the season. He might be scoring well, but even when he's scoring quite well, he's not giving himself enough chances at a double.
No.
And when he is giving himself chances at a double, it's in the first couple of legs, and he's not taking them. And then it's just run away with it time for the other player because they're playing a lot better than him. And this felt the same again.
100% it did. And it almost felt like Bunting could see his Premier League playoff hopes disappear with each leg he lost tonight.
Yeah. And it got worse, didn't it, as it went along?
Yeah. And it's
especially just in front of your home crowd. That's tough as well, isn't it?
But I think ultimately Cross has been around for too long now, and he knows the Premier League. He knows what you need to do to get through and what you need to get that win. And I think it was a typical Cross performance, really, and just
steady. Yeah,
hard to beat performance.
He never dips, does he? He's consistent and he will keep finding scoring visits when he has to, and he's so hard to beat over that sort of period of time.
It just fits into that category. Andy Hamilton when he was up in the top 4 in the world. James Wade, they're just sort of then nothing flash, but they're solid and they just get the job done.
These sort of people is by doing something spectacular.
Yeah.
If you're not your best, they will win these games.
Yeah, grafters. They get the job done.
Yeah. Speaking of getting the job done, I tell you what, we've given Chris Dobie a bit of shit over this tournament so far for not performing at his best. But I genuinely think we saw the best Chris Dobie tonight. And he got beat 6-2 because Gerwyn Price was just at it.
Oh, yeah. Dobie picked up from where he left off last week, really. And he didn't do much wrong. Just Gezi, when he's in that mood, when he's got that sort of fire in his belly, he's just relentless. And whilst Price is only 50, I say only 50%, so shows how sort of high the double percentage was this evening.
Yeah, he's only 50%. He only hit 1 in 2. That's
but you just can't give him that many chances because he'll punish you. And effectively, that's what happened here. Is Dobie did nothing wrong. He just didn't have enough data to double. He was always two or three darts behind, even though the averages don't suggest that.
Scoring was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, and he's found the double 16 as well, which
we said that earlier, didn't we? We were like, loves the double
in this
16
game
now
as well.
Needs to get rid of tops and tens.
Yeah, but what he did, he went on that run, didn't he? Hit 144, 90 something, and then the 128, and just took control of the game. And from there on in, you thought he'll just hold his throw. He's had that smile, his smirk in him.
Big moments, isn't it? Like those big moments, like the 144 and the 128. Even like you say, even the 90 odd, like the moments where the other guy thinks they've got an opportunity.
Yeah.
And straight away, like I know the 144 was like Dobie's only on 164, but he's a great 19s hitter. He fancies 164 all day long because he can hit 2 treble 19s and have that go at the ball.
Yeah.
Like, but there are just moments where you think you've got a little opportunity, especially like the 128. What was Dobie's
on top? So 40 something, 46. Yeah.
It was like they are huge swings in momentum. Like I know momentum's like a myth that we don't really talk about, but it does. You do feel it when you play. Like, and
especially
when you and put them under pressure, it does make a difference.
Yeah, especially because on the 92 as well, Dobie missed the dart of the double 19 for the Shanghai on 19s.
He did, which is the only way to go. And I know I'm a 19s player, but if you don't go 19s on 1-1-4, you're an idiot.
Yeah. And then, as you say, 2 darted on the 1-2-8. It just cemented his control of the game, really. And from there on in, Dobie was chasing, and your attitude changes when you've got to chase the game. But no.
And I think the big moment was like at 3-2. Dobie missed a couple of. Price missed a chance at 32, didn't he? And that leg. And I know it was 140, but Dobie didn't punish it. He only left 40. He didn't take it out.
Yeah, and he hit the treble with the first dart, didn't he? So he sort of gave himself a shot, but
didn't take it out. And then Price took it to go to 4-2, and you sort of felt like that hurt, and it hurt him, and he didn't really recover from it.
Yeah, and also what Price I thought did well in this game was he started legs. I think he had 180 in 3 or 4 legs on his first visit, and when you start a leg like that, be it with the dart or against the dart, your opponent is instantly chasing. So he just gave him that buffer, really. Towards the back end of the legs, but because of his power scoring, and
he's so good at that, isn't he? Like, he's so good at starting off legs well.
Yeah, and I don't know how many times he started a leg with 2 treble 19s for the 1-3-4, as in just countless times.
The main target, the switching is class.
Yeah, and when I think you can tell pretty early on in his first game how Gerwyn Price is going to perform throughout the night, and you knew tonight he fancied it. Yeah, he was on it. Yeah, definite.
Into the semi-finals, and I'm going to give some credit for once here. Michael van Gerwen did not fall off in his second game. We've said it basically every week. Like, we've given him quite a bit of stick for playing well in the first game and then falling off completely in the second game. He did not do that today. He played really well in this game. The scoring, 5 180s from him, but like that was, we don't see that often from Michael van Gerwen. Like, he likes to switch, doesn't stay at the 180s that often. 5 180s, played well, averaged nearly a ton, 100 checkout. Yes, he missed a lot of darts at double, but this wasn't a dip-off performance. This was a solid performance still. But Luke Humphries just found a way.
Yeah, it was a real strange game because even though it was 2-2, I sort of thought, what sort of Luke seemed in control, even though it was only 2-2. And then when Michael broke, I think, to make it 5-3, I actually thought to myself, I can see Michael winning from here. Just it had the same sort of feel as Michael's first game, where he wasn't really in it, but you fancied him to have a few chances, and he was just unfortunate really that Luke got over the line with a first start at those 16. But yeah, what we've been calling for a long time on here, especially you, Cam, you've said numerous times he hasn't backed up his quarterfinal win in the semi-final. We've got that tonight. Yes, it's not vintage MVG, but
and he didn't win. But
no,
he didn't dip. He didn't
roll over. We've seen him hit 85 averages in the semi-final and being brushed aside 6-1. As in, he was in the fight tonight, and
he actually averaged more. And I think I haven't got the full stats in front of me, but I actually think this is the first time he's averaged more in a semi-final than a quarterfinal in the entire 12 weeks.
I'd find that believable actually, because it does feel like he's dipped that often.
And there's definitely someone in the chat that knows he starts better than we do, because there always is. But if you do know that, I'm from memory, I think that's right, but I might be wrong. I'm not often wrong. I thought I was wrong once, but I was mistaken. But
the thing is, even if you're wrong, say something with enough conviction, and people will believe you.
Oh, that's it.
I've got to 38 with
best game ever when you're driving down a motorway. Like, just like drive past a factory and just go, that's the biggest exporter of plywood in the northern hemisphere, and people will believe you if you say it with enough conviction.
It's all about conviction, but yeah, I think tonight we saw I don't want to say mini resurgence because there's a long way to go, but a bit of fight from MVG, which we haven't seen in a while. Probably it's not been there, and I know in interviews, I think it was with Phil I saw, where he sort of said that he was not impressed and not happy and wanted to get things right again. But
he has been suffering with injuries. It's not easy. It's not been an easy year for him, but it's good to see him being able to back it up. And yes, he didn't win the game, but he's fighting and he wants in there. And he clearly, and we know this, we knew this before anything else, he wants to be in that Final Four, because if he's in that Final Four, he thinks he can win this.
And that's the dangerous thing for whoever else makes it to the top four. If MVG creeps in, he is somebody who could turn it on for the night. Yeah. More than probably anybody else without sort of... He could scrape in there and all of a sudden turn these 97, 98 averages into 110 without batting an eyelid, and we'd be like, he's back. Because it's only a matter of time. I think he's too good not to find some sort of form. The challenge for him is finding his way into the top four.
Yeah, 100%. I'll tell you what I didn't see. I didn't predict. Rob Cross dropping off.
No.
And I don't want to take away from what Getsy did, because it's a very, very good performance from Gerwyn Price. But I did not foresee Rob Cross dipping the way he did in this game.
No, and the worry for Cross is the fact he only missed one dart at a double, so you can't say, his average dips.
It's not a false average. It's not an average where he's gone. He scored really well, but he couldn't hit a barn door.
Yeah,
it's a true average, because he only had one dart at double.
Yeah, and it's something we haven't seen from Cross before, and I'm going to say it's just a one-off. As in, I'm not concerned. It's just.
I don't think it's. I don't think it's a concerning thing, unless we see it again. But at this point, it's just we've not sat here and gone, so concerned about Michael Van Gerwen. It's sort of the same as the Van Gerwen thing. Like, he's dipped off for a game, and that's.
Yeah, and I guess the worry for Cross obviously is the fact he is a few points off the top four, and to have dipped off like this against a rival for the top four
hurts.
That's what will hurt more than anything. Had he done this against Luke Littler, obviously he'd be gutted, but it's not the end of the world because he's not in a battle with Luke Littler. The fact that this defeat and victory for Price and what comes after this semi-final means now that Price has opened up, I think, a 9-point gap on Rob Cross, or an 8-point gap on Rob Cross. So it makes it difficult for him to sort of claw back those points unless Price goes on a meltdown. But you know what, Price, it didn't affect Price's game at all, and it's amazing. He's averaged over a ton again, but he's doubling. Okay, it's 46%, but he's just giving himself so many chances at the moment because his scoring is so heavy, that if he can sort out his doubling, then I don't know where his average could be in terms of numbers wise, because that's the only element of the game that's probably letting him down at the moment, is the fact that he's missing so many darts at a double.
Yeah.
But winning comfortably.
Well, that's it. And you can't really argue with it when you're still winning comfortably. But
yeah. I guess if you ask him, would you rather win comfortably and miss darts at a double, or win close games but less darts at a double? You'd obviously take the win comfortably, and it doesn't. Yeah, he's got that bounce back. He's got that skip in his step, and he's sort of he's dangerous. He's dangerous, I think, when he's got that. And
we've said it a lot, haven't we? We've talked about this tournament, and let's be honest, it's never been his favourite tournament, has it?
No, not at all.
But he's in a position now where he seems to be finding a love for it. And yes, he's still got a lot else going on and a lot of other things that he's interested in. But it feels like more than any other tournament, this is the one that he wants to put to bed and go, you know what? Over a long period of time, I'm the one that can fucking do this.
Definitely. And I think a lot of that will sort of come down to the fact the crowd are now warming to him, and it's at a level where it's acceptable and he can cope with it and sort of dictate it. But it's also, I think, he's slipped down the rankings. He's no longer, I don't think he's in the top 10. Well,
12th, isn't he, currently, I think?
12th, yeah. So he's obviously hurting a bit because of this. And
he wants to be number one. Right, bollocks to the rest of the money, anything else. The guy has been a sportsman from day one, whether it's in rugby, whether it's in darts, when he wanted to have a go at boxing. He wants to be the big I am, the number one. He doesn't care about the money. He can make the money and anything else. He wants to be, I am number one in the world, and I'm the best at what I'm doing. That's genuinely what I believe. He doesn't care about the pound notes. He cares about, he's a proper sportsman. He wants to be the best.
And he sort of showed that when John McDonald called him out for the final, and he was listing everything he did, and sort of, was it on former world champ, or however he words it, sort of gave a look as if to say, we need to change that and former bit. And I just think he's hurting and wants to right the wrongs of the last sort of year, 18 months, and get himself back into that, not just the winner's circle, but top table where he believes that he deserves to be.
You are right, though. Winner's circle. And that's where we're going to go now. Winner's circle tonight. And I tell you what a final this was. What a watch this was. There were bits of it where there were missed chances. There were bits of it where there were unbelievable finishes. There were bits of it just so fun to watch. There was the scoring, there was everything else. It was everything we want in a final. And before we talk about it, let's listen to the winner of the night himself, Mr. Gerwyn Price.
It doesn't bother me. I'm pretty much like Luke Little. You know, he's on his phone playing games. I'm pretty similar. I just keep myself to myself, but let the other boys bicker amongst themselves and wind each other up. When I'm on my game, I am the best in the world. I don't care. You know, Luke's as good as he is. Michael's as good as he is on his day. But if I play my A game, they don't beat me. And I think they know that as well. But it's which one of me turns up.
Oh, and we seem to have lost Cam, everybody. But yeah, Gerwyn Price there sort of saying he doesn't play mind games, and then goes on to say, when I'm on my A game and they know they can't beat me. So I think that's sort of classic Gerwyn Price there. If you've just joined us, good evening. Cam is I would say he's in the building. He was in the building, but he seems to have disappeared off our screens. I'm sure he will be back. I hope he's not been kidnapped, Malachy, or we've got some problems lying ahead of us. But yeah, if you have just joined us, obviously, welcome. Where have you been? We are discussing the final. Don't forget, coming up, we have still got the predictions for next week, night 13, business end of the Premier League, of course. Now, still plenty to play for. Gerwyn Price has opened up a slight gap in third place, but he is still catchable for that chasing pack. And here we have,
apologies
from someone, Mr. Cam McFadden. Whoa, that was a long 25 seconds of filler.
Yeah, apologies. The Fallout bar got the better of my bladder. I had to go on.
But yeah, I don't know if you heard all of Gezzy's clip, Cam, but he was basically saying he's a bit like Luke Littler, happy to play on the phone, doesn't lets the other boys do mind games, and then goes on to say, but on my day I can beat everybody, and they know that as well. So read into that what
I think he's quite right with that, but I don't think. Yeah. Well, I think he's too happy to play on his phone at the time. Let's be honest. Like he just needs someone to hold him back sometimes before he posts what he does. He's basically he's a bit like me, except I'm the same as Gezzy after I've had too many beers, and I might post or say the wrong thing. Gezzy just does that when he's sober, and he just goes,
yeah,
fucking this, that, and the other, and the rest of us have this little filter where we go, no, you know what? That's probably not the right thing to say right now.
Yeah, sleep on it and see how you feel in the morning.
I do and I will defend him for this forever. The fact that he's just honest, that he's real, and especially for us,
I think he's a bit too honest. I think,
other than the hardest working man in darts, we're probably a little bit looser as saying we're the media compared to the famous Mr. Bars. But this is what we as the media want from players. We want people to be real. We want people to give us an insight into them as a person and to just be honest with us and react like a normal person. We don't want, which is what we get from 99% of people, media trained answers, the same rhetoric that everyone gives you. That is not what we want. We want headlines, storylines, someone being real and being able that everyone can relate to, but that we can make a story out of. And as much as you can level at Gezzy at times, he is not that boring character. He gives you his exact, this is me, this is how I am, and I stand by it. And I can't have a go at him for that. I love it. I think it's mint.
Well, last week he tagged the darting authorities in his post regarding how cold the arena was. So.
And I think you've got to respect that. He does what he does and he sticks to it. And sometimes he needs to be reined in by people around him. But I'd rather that than the other way around, where you people around you going, you need to do a bit more and try and make yourself interesting. Like, he's honest and he's natural, and I love that reaction from him, and I will always defend that.
I think he's a bit uncontrollable at times as well, where they try and control him, and he's like, I'll do it anyway. And because if he doesn't say it, nobody will, and he thinks, well, it's better coming from me than from nobody.
Yeah.
And funny enough, he mentioned the conditions in his post.
I know he can. Yeah. I wasn't going to get into that because I was like, I'm trying to give him credit here. But
yeah.
Come on.
He does what he does. He does what he does.
Give you as much credit as I can give you. I'm not giving you credit for there being a bit of a draft.
Yeah, wins darts games and says what he wants. His motto in sport.
I'm fine with that, and I'm absolutely fine with that. But that was last week. You said your point last week. This week, when you've won, don't start talking about the draft last week. Come on.
Just celebrate. Thank the fans. Apart from the one who chucked beer or water or whatever.
Yeah, what happened at the end there? Like, I saw that, and we were watching it on the thing, and we're like,
yeah.
Because
it seemed to come from an angle.
We saw it goes from the side, and we're like, has Luke just thrown water over him? Because then he put his arm around him, and we're like, we couldn't work it out, but
yeah, because it seemed to come from an angle where it couldn't be couldn't be anybody but Luke Humphries, but then
he wouldn't have been. He still looked upset when Luke put his arm around him, which he wouldn't have been. It was just Luke chucking water over him.
Yeah. But no. Big win, Getty.
And now it's predictions time. So this is your time in the chat room. Get involved. Next week we have predictions time. I can't remember where it is. Where is next week?
Oh.
This is where I always get caught out because Flash Score doesn't have it. They just have the fixtures, where it is.
Belfast. No, it's not. It's been in Belfast. Sorry. That's last year. What am I on about?
Hang on. I think I've got it. What date is it?
Birmingham.
It is Birmingham. Birmingham. Yeah. I have to go to Birmingham enough for cricket. Right, I don't feel like I need to go over darts as well. It's too much. I'm always up bloody edge for the cricket. Why do we have to go over the darts as well? It's not even really in Birmingham. The the utility, is that what used to be the NEC?
Yeah, I think.
I thought it was called. No, I thought it was the BP Pulse Arena because they had the boxing there at the weekend. So is that? I don't even know if that's the same arena. You can't have renamed it since they announced the thing because it was the BP Pulse Arena for the boxing last weekend, which was the NEC.
Yeah. I don't know. They change them so often.
I'm gonna have to Google it now and find out.
Utilita.
That is the NIA.
So
hang on. So what is the where's the BP Pulse Arena? The BP. Oh, wait. What's the difference between the NIA and the NEC? I thought they were the same place. I'll be honest. This is where I got confused.
One's outside Birmingham.
The NIA and the NEC were the same place.
I think the NEC is outside Birmingham. I think.
Yeah. So maybe they're not the same place. Oh, I'm confused. Right, anyway, this is great work from us here. This is professional as ever.
Yeah.
Got no idea
what
the darts is happening next week.
Is there darts?
It's in Birmingham somewhere. But whether it's the NEC or the NIA or the Utilita or the BP Pulse, they're all the same to us.
They are. As long as they got a Birmingham postcode.
Right. Are they close to each other? Are they miles away? Or the NEC's in
NEC's not even in Birmingham.
So the NEC is basically, that's Jarlath Eton territory, is Solihull. Which basically is, well, if Jarlath Eton's to be believed, that's Ireland technically, not Birmingham, because he's very Irish, is Jarlath.
No.
I can't wait for a message from him tomorrow when he watches it back. Right, okay. So next week, we're in Birmingham. And we are on predictions. So get yourselves ready in the chat. If you're not already, click subscribe. You have to, otherwise you can't get involved and you're going to miss the first couple of games. It's 10 minutes until you can actually message. We are starting off with top against bottom. Can you see anything but top beating bottom, Mr. Carwyn Evans?
No, to be honest with you, I think this is the week that Littler just puts to bed all the creeping little doubts and those concerns about his form or what have you, and
does Stephen Bunting do that though at the moment?
Does what? Sorry.
Does beating Stephen Bunting do that at the moment?
Depends what Bunting turns up. If tonight's Bunting turns up, no. But if the Bunting who turned up for 8 weeks and lost every week game, yes, because he averaged 100, and I think Littler averaged 118 when he played him.
Yeah. 119, I think, wasn't it in the best one? And he averaged about 106 in the first one. Something silly.
Yeah. So I think Littler gets the job done. I don't think he'll be flash in the pan. I don't think it'll be out of this world, but I think it'll be commanding enough just to sort of ease any sort of worries that people are throwing towards him. Because I don't think he's concerned. It
is wild that we're talking about worries, and I said this in our group chat of our work group chat, which is generally people that not massive darts fans, just casual darts fans between the work group. They're mostly football fans. I said it is wild that we're talking about a 98.5 average being not very good for him, which is mental.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
but I do think that 98.5 against Stephen Bunting at the moment wouldn't be enough. But I'm not confident enough that he only does 98.5. I think he steps on it, and I think there's a confidence with the fact of what he's done to Stephen Bunting already in this tournament that means that when it comes to it, he's just going to feel like he can go out there and do what he wants, and I think he will do. And I think it's wide. I think it's 6-2.
Yeah, funny enough, I was thinking 6-1, 6-2. Just also, I think Bunting will throw the towel in. I know mathematically he's not out the top 4, but you need a lot of things to go your way to get a sniff at the top 4.
If he loses this, he has to win 3 nights in a row to even have a sniff.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I know he's only 4 points behind Chris Dobie, but I can't see him closing the gap.
It doesn't matter. Chris Dobie's dead and gone as well. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think 6-2 Littler as well.
Yeah. Well, we're agreeing, which means it will be 6-2 to Stephen Bunting. That's how it works. It's the way it always works. In the chat room, Alistair's got it 6-3 for Littler. So has Maliki. I don't think this is going to be a rogue one. I don't think we're going to have much other than people just agreeing that we are right.
Yeah, definite.
And in the next game, if everyone disagrees, they're getting blocked straight away because Nathan Aspinall wins this one 6-2, and that's it. Done. Move on.
I agree with you. Aspinall wins. And
that's all we needed. It stopped you getting kicked out of the show. So
ends Dobie's slim chances of making the top 4. But with where Asp's game is at and Dobie's doubling over the last 2 weeks, I think he wins 4 legs, but I just think the Asp does enough.
It's been slightly better for him, hasn't it? But it's not been.
It's not been good enough. It's not been good enough. No,
like,
but
still, most of the time when it matters, his doubling is closer to doubling than the
than Birmingham.
Yeah,
but yeah, sort of similar to Rob Cross, I think Aspinall just knows how to get the job done sometimes, and I think that's what we'll get from him for the next 4 weeks to book his place in the playoffs. Is he does enough?
He's gonna make it, isn't he? Like he just does enough.
Definite.
Still, like every year in the Prem, especially with Asper, like I just look back to Milton Keynes when it was COVID and he had an unbelievable year that year. And he turned up for the finals and we were there. There was me, Dan Simpson, my missus. There's a few of us down there for it. And on that day, his back had gone. He couldn't pick a dart up off the floor. He was finished. Like his dad was there. Spoke to his dad. He was like, he can't move, and he still nearly won that event. I just think this event is one that if it all falls his way on the day, he could. It's the one I think that could be massive for him.
Definitely. Oh no, 100%. And it's a sort of event that just can sort of catapult your year, really. I know it doesn't help the rankings.
He's someone that's hugely, he feeds off the crowd as well, doesn't he?
Yeah. And this crowd is one that's there for a good time and doesn't really, majority of them don't care what's happening on stage.
You're right. They're not darts fans, are they? Come on, they're all, they're there well, it's similar to the world. Like, let's be honest, most of the world fans aren't there for the darts, are they? It's the best
Christmas party venue.
Best Christmas party in the world. And same with the Premier League. It's the best, like,
Thursday night drinks after work.
Like, that is what it is. And that's the way it is. But if someone that feeds off it and can deal with it, I genuinely think if the Asp won the Premier League, it would open up every single event for him. He's already won 2 huge ones. Let's be honest. Like, we forget about what he's done in terms of the match play in the UK Open, but I think it's something that opens up the worlds for him. I really do. I know I'm biased. I know I am like the biggest Nathan Aspinall fan in the world. But winning something like the Premier League with all the fans that he has and get on your side when it matters, you will take all of those into December at the Ali Pally.
Definite.
And there's nobody that feeds off it more than him.
No.
So he wins this one. I've got way ahead of myself, but he wins this one, and he wins this one 6-3.
Yeah, 6-4, I think, but quite comfortable, really, and just gets enough chances to get past Obi, and he misses enough to cement his inability to hit doubles when it matters. Yeah,
and I want to see Dobie do it, but he's just not doing it. He's not proving it to us enough. Maliki 6-4 for Dobie. Maliki wants blocking. Yeah, nice one. Alex has got 6-2 for the ass. You are a valued member. And we move on to game 3. Game 3 sees a repeat of this week when we see Gerwyn Price up against Luke Humphries. But we see it this week, not in the final, but in the quarterfinal. First game of the night for the pair of them. Third on the evening. Repeat or revenge, Colin Evans? Do I need to ask you that?
Oh, what, sorry?
Do I need to ask you that, or do I just say how many does Gezi win by?
I fancy Gezi to win again. it's just a case of, does Luke turn it on like he did in the first night tonight? And that's what I don't know.
See, I don't think that Luke Humphries is. I just don't think he's. I don't think he's Michael Van Gerwen. I don't think he turns it on for one game and then falls off. I think he's either on it or not.
Yeah,
Makes me think. I'm with you here. I think that we see a repeat rather than revenge.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I can't see Price's game falling off enough to sort of convince me. I think if Luke Humphries hits 113 average, he probably wins. But if he hits 102...
Oh, he definitely does, yeah.
Yeah, but if he's 102, I fancy Gezi to win.
Yeah.
And
I fancy 105 from Gezi, either way.
Yeah, he's just in that frame of mind at the moment. And be it only in the Premier League or across other tournaments, when it comes to Thursday, if it's not windy, he's playing well.
If it's not windy. To be fair, though, I think even if it is windy, I still fancy Gezi over Luke.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go...
This is like the battle of the wind here right now, isn't it? Like, let's be honest.
Yeah. And the thing is, in terms of the table, Price wins this. It sort of brings Luke Humphries back into not finishing top 2 territory.
Yep.
And that is an incentive for both players for obvious different reasons. But yeah, I think a complete repeat of tonight, Price wins 6-4.
So, Alice is with you. He's got Price 6-4. Maliki's got it. Gezi 6-5. I'm with you though. I think he's played. I think he fancies himself at the moment, and I'm actually going slightly wider. I think he bullies him a little bit in this, and I think he wins 6-3.
Oh, nice. Hopefully.
And then we are on to the final game of the night, and this is for me. This is the pick a coin up and toss it. Like, I think this is the closest game of the night, the closest game that we're going to see for a couple of weeks. Michael Van Gerwen in the first game is excellent. Rob Cross is playing well at the moment. I genuinely can't split them. And I think it is whoever handles leg 11 better than the other. Or whoever wins the bull. Like, it's that close. Like, it's one of the two. And
yeah,
I think it's my turn to go first on predictions. So I'm going to go. It's 6-5 either way. I think that Rob Cross is a little bit more steady in that decider. Like, he's a little bit less likely to wobble. And for that reason, I'm going to give it him 6-5, but I don't think it's a great last leg. I think it's probably 18 darts, but he just does it because he has the bull.
Interesting. I actually think what happens in the Luke Littler Chris Dobie game has a huge reflection on what happens here. And I actually think because Aspinall wins.
Let's blame Bunting, by the way, not Dobie.
Oh, sorry, Aspinall Dobie's what I meant. Sorry.
Yeah. The one that matters to the top 4. Yeah.
Yeah, because of that, I think MVG wins. And because he knows if he loses and Aspinall wins...
a big gap at that point.
Yeah, the gap starts opening up and he can't afford that. So because of that, I think MVG wins 6-5. Yeah, I can't see it not being
it's going to be close, isn't it? Like,
yeah, they're both playing too well in the quarterfinals for it not to be a last legger.
Yeah, I can't see this doing anything but 6-5, which means it'll probably 6-0 to one of them, because that's the way that it works, isn't it? Like, it's always the way that it works.
Yeah.
So, from your quarterfinal winners, finalists, and night winner, Owen Evans, where are you going?
So bottom half, Price makes it to the final. top half. Do I be brave? Littler makes it to the final, and I actually think Littler gets his record. I know I said earlier I think Cross could become the first, but I think Littler gets over 6-4 against Price in the final. Shock horror for myself.
I mean, it is a shock that you didn't have Gezzy winning. So, I went Littler, Aspinall, Gezzy, and then Rob Cross. All right? That was right.
Yes, you did, yeah.
So, As finally beats Littler. He has to at some point. At some point, he has to win. He can't keep losing every single match to the man. But yeah, this is the one. This is the banker. This is the one that couldn't fail. This is the one that didn't fail. Going full Gary Neville. But yeah, As wins this one. Rob Cross beats Gezzy. And
top 4 wide open.
And then in the final, Aspinall beats Rob Cross 6-5. Like, awful game. Like, standard, terrible, but a scrap to the death.
Oh, that would seriously chuck the table wide open.
Yes, it would.
Love it.
In the chat, who's got what? Where are we going?
Malachi, Humphries, Littler, isn't it? And then, yeah,
Malachi's got Humphries being Littler 6-5, which would be a great watch. That wouldn't be a trap. That would be a great game.
Yeah, we'd love that.
Littler Price probably also a great game, but Aspinall Cross is a scrap. That's a fight. That's not. That is people kicking lumps out of each other. That's not. You're not watching anything other than that.
That's what Dart fans want, isn't it?
That's what they all want, isn't it? Well,
yeah, definitely.
Anyone that's a fan of anyone else, but the Aspinall, of course. Snooker, I love the snooker, but I haven't really watched any yet.
No, I forgot it was on.
Was playing, to be fair. I've not. I saw a bit the other day. I saw a couple of games. I saw, obviously, Karen Wilson go out in the first round, but I've not. I saw obviously Ronnie got past Ali Carter, didn't he? But I've not seen a lot. I do like the snooker.
No. Yeah, I can't remember what I saw now. I saw something. Lee Robertson.
I know Mark Selby's not the most liked player in the world. A lot of people think he's a bit boring, a bit of a knob, but like I really like him. I think he's not the most interesting player to watch, but I like a tactical game. And I like digging in, doing what you do, and did Mark Allen get beat as well? Whew. Tell you what, this World Championship is wide open. So yeah, if you're also a snooker fan, watch that. But if you're not, then watch us, because
exactly.
I'm not sure if we'll do this again, whether we'll get on early again before the night's finished, but we might do.
I've enjoyed it.
It was good fun for us. But basically, what we did was what we usually do, which is talk about the darts before it ends. We just went, should we just go live and just do it? And
yeah, sorry, Cam. I've just seen your message as well about when the clip's playing. So apologies for.
I mean, you not seen that before. You just filled it on your own. I did tell you beforehand that I was going to have to go and empty my bladder, but
Yeah, sorry, I just seen it now and I thought, oh, now it makes sense then. When we were joking about you being kidnapped, I actually knew where you'd gone, so apologies.
Fair enough. Yeah, the fallout bar got to me and I had to empty my bladder. That's what
Where
happened.
nature calls, it calls.
That's it. So anyway, that was night 12 of the BetMGM Premier League darts for 2025. We are back again next week after Birmingham. The arena in Birmingham that we all know is the only arena for the darts, and not the fact that we got confused about the fact that there's two. But yeah, it's definitely at the arena in Birmingham, which I forgot which one it is now. This is a great finish to the show. Anyway, yeah, thank you everyone for coming along as always. It's nothing without you guys, and thank you for getting involved. Me and Carwyn would just be well. Basically, the start of the show tonight was what it would be if you weren't here. It's just me.
Yeah,
and Carwyn.
exactly.
We might as well go live because why not? We're both sat here watching it together. We're both logged into the back end of the software. Like, we might as well just go live. So yeah, exactly. It is you guys that makes it interesting without us. So thank you everyone for getting involved as ever. We will be back next week, and yeah.